that's gonna support your divinity, man. Even though you say you ain't divine, all right? I'm calling you a divine, all right?
Hey, peace to the family, peace to the family. Hey, this is Sankofa 180 degrees. We back at y'all again, full fledged tonight. We got the members. We just missing two, really three, but we're missing 3 people. But they'll be in. We got we're missing the Queen Carrie. We missing Gerald, and we missing
No, we missing Eric.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sorry, Eric, and we missing Anthony. But peace to everybody, man. We here for a nice little build between the family and whoever else want to join. Everybody, man, please introduce yourself.
It's your boy Young for sure, man. And welcome, Queen Yamaya. We love having you. And glad you're healing well. I'm glad you showed up today. We mentioned you on every session, so we really appreciate
you guys. I missed you guys. I saw. I think it was Jamie sent me the link in my instant messenger, and I thought that was unusual. And I forgot that you do a Friday thing. So I was like, let me open this link and see what's going on Friday. Because this is my first time joining on a Friday.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm Queen Yamaya. That is my revised.
It's the Queen.
Yeah. Hey, Prince.
I miss you.
No, I didn't think you would miss me. Seriously.
What? Girl, I ain't had nobody to argue with except Uncle. He's evil. He just mean and
shit. but anyway, I missed all my kids.
Make me leave. I
really did. I miss teaching. Learn some new stuff while I was trying to recover, while I was recovering, not trying to recover. And I'm just a better African.
Ooh.
A better African.
Well, folk right there, boy. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful. Prince, talk to him, King.
What's up? Y'all know me. It's me. It's Prince, and you know how I get down. I am the controversial one. I am the alien. I am not from this planet, trying to get my mind right with my brothers to guide me into the righteous light. But I'm all on that space age stuff, so I'm a different breed, but I still love my brothers. They just show me the light, the right light. But y'all know how that goes. So welcome to Sankofa 180.
That's right. That's right, family. Hey, look, we just doing a quick little build, man, and we wanted Gerald to finish. Go ahead and introducing himself to because the Queen hasn't met Gerald, so we and he's I just wanted to just before he start he got a lot going, man.
Right, let me interject real quick, Gerald. Hey, Chris and his son, they back in Michigan repairing some stuff. They had a tree fall on their parents' house too. So they repairing that, man. He just sent me some pictures, right? So he putting in that work, man. He wants to get on, but I told him, that's an order to take care of the family. So he's getting on with that. All right, Gerald. It's on you, Gerald. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You got to unmute yourself, Gerald.
And then Gerald, make sure you let them know that you're gonna be sharing Sunday too, man.
Okay. Again, Black Power, Black Love. How y'all doing? Pleasure to meet you, Queen. Named Brother Gerald Justice out of Houston, Texas. Been studying the knowledge of self, or being connected to Kemet since I was about 20 some years old. I was young enough to be able to go while I was in the military. still green and whatnot, but tapped into the ancestors, tapped into the information, started building my library, got my knowledge up about myself, and started building with other brothers and sisters like mine. Been in various little study groups. Any scholars that will come to Houston, you know, I've basically seen them. And lately, for the last 8 years, took it to the next level as far as dealing with Black Power and have an organization, Southern Region and New Black Panther Party, which we go out and basically dealing with complete constructive change. You know, that's what revolutionary means, complete constructive change. So getting from just talking about it, getting out and being the example, trying to show others what can be done, understanding the spirit and philosophy of Marcus Garvey being a Pan-African, recognizing the red, black, and green, and hooking up with any other brother or sister anywhere on this goddamn planet that deal with that philosophy, that, you know, shit. We African, we original, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we stronger together than we are apart. So, you know, I listen to those ancestors, and they always say the reason we losing because we're going against an enemy who's organized. So the best thing is to be organized. That attracted me to this group. I think one day I was flipping around on some of the, you know, social media on Facebook and saw it was a question of something dealing with the Neteru or something, and said they was gonna have a class on Sunday. So I said, well, I'm gonna check in and see what this about, and hooked up with Brother Unk and Brother Jamie and Brother damn, I'm drawing a blank on my brother's name.
Eric.
Brother Eric.
Yeah, we had a nice little building session, and you know, well, maybe I haven't missed anything. Even when I did miss, I did check in. So this has been for about a good month, maybe at this point now, maybe a little longer. But been building with the brothers and sisters and sharing information. And again, as I always try to tell them, showing example of what can be done. You know, I'm very proud of being a part of this Sankofa 180 group, just as I'm proud of being in my Southern Region New Black Panther Party, who, as we say, we put boots on the ground. So we just had a maneuver just this Tuesday, where a brother named Ronald Green in Louisiana got beat by the cops. The family wanted us to be in solidarity with them. So, you know, I'm out there dealing with that. That Sunday prior, we had did a back to school drive, giving back to the kids. Community came out and supported that. Got a little lost up. I was supposed to put it on our video Sunday, and I got so trapped up and got hot out there, and you know, just kind of messed that connection up. But I apologize for that. 180, Sankofa 180. Other than that, I'm about that. I'm about going back and getting what's ours. You know, it's a lot that our ancestors left back. That's why we are lost or trying to figure out who we are, because we've been told by somebody else. And it's enough information out right now that we can go get that information ourselves. And if we get united and build groups like this study group we using here, we can go dig. We can go find ourselves. It's even a story, you know, coming from the Nile Valley civilization, dealing with the Assyrian resurrection, tells about us actually going through this process, remembering ourselves, coming together to get this great work done. So I'm proud to be of it. It's an honor and pleasure to meet you, sister. Black Power, Black Blood, to my brothers and sisters that's on the set, and Black Power, Black Blood to the people out there in the community. Luke, you know, one love.
No doubt,
That's
man.
right. That's right,
big
man.
ups to you, man.
We appreciate that too, King. Hey, and I got one question for you, Gerald. Since
Yes,
you've
sir.
been building with us, right?
Mhm.
Look at this dude. Hey, I love you, Prince, man. But you know what? So what? No, but listen. Hey, I just got a question, man. Like, since you've been building with us, right? Or we've been building, right? Has it been worth it to you?
Yeah, with me, I've been in a bunch of different study groups. I've been with a bunch of different people. If it wasn't worth it, yeah, that first day, I would have. I'm real about what I'm about. I'm not gonna put my time into nothing that's not beneficial to me. You know, I'm wasting my time if we ain't building. You know, so I could be on social media playing on Facebook, not playing, but I can be sharing information on Facebook. I choose to be amongst y'all because it's a good thing, you know. I'm a teacher and I'm a student with brothers of like minds. You brothers are real serious about trying to get knowledge yourself. So that attracts my soul. My soul is attracted to this, just like y'all souls are attracted to it. And we hope we attract other mature souls who, you know, tired of the BS and want to be about the business of knowledge itself. So you ain't gotta do nothing but use the technology. You ain't gotta go, you ain't gotta leave your room, you ain't gotta leave your house, you know, because we can make excuses why we can't do shit. But this is almost unexcusable. We're making it so very easy, you know, but it's still gonna be only for a few to participate. And for those that getting it, you know, I appreciate you. For those that catch it later, you know, hopefully that y'all appreciate what we've had the thought to do and to just put out into the universe. You know, so that's why I'm here, brother. I feel that it's a good look. It makes it makes us all look good. It's something positive to be saying that you're a part of. You know, especially during these times. And that's Black Power, Black Love.
Hey,
Okay, I mean,
I just want to acknowledge, you know, we just had a true Black queen that raised us, passed today. You know, she was in that storm that was in Michigan, and a tree fell on the house and took Vanita out. And so I just want to acknowledge. I just want to acknowledge the family, and you know, without Vanita in our life, man, we would lost a big component of our upbringing. And she did a real good job, man. And you know, blessings to the family and all the people that she touched, and she touched me. So you know, I had to put that out there.
and yes, yeah, she's definitely touched me as well. Um, I mean, I've stayed at her house. She's watched me. I played with her kids. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like that whole little block right there. You know what I mean? Uh, so I'm just saying that, you know, my condolences goes out. So sorry. She was a very, very important part of the community and our lives. And man, Risa, Sean, uh, twins. Hey, I'm so sorry, man. On the other hand, we love you. Uh, but yeah,
Let's
I
get
just
when you get done, Jamie, let's not leave Prince out. And then I want to ask Queen Myers, there's something that she wants to talk about or hear about. But I don't
okay.
want to leave Prince out, man, because
Yeah,
that boy, man, I put you in the headlock, man, if we was nearby, man.
yeah. I'm done. Go ahead, Prince. Hey, I'm done. But
Oh man, you ain't finished. You ain't finished.
peace to Mumu. I mean, Vernita, uh, and the family. Peace. And I'm done, King. Go ahead, Prince.
All right, so
Let
we was
let
just
let let let
we
let 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 Queen Maya know what you was talking about, though.
we was just talking about how the question was if I was divine, and I got into talking about how Jamie asked me, was I born into sin? And then that got into me talking about the 42 laws of my eye, and which I feel is, in the same sense, a moral standard. And I mentioned moral. And when we looked up the word sin, it is a immoral thing to do to somebody. Where I feel like that's exactly where it is. I mean, y'all, I know this group uses different terminologies and all that, but I want to say this. I mean, I really want to express this. I feel like this, Jamie. You have different ethnicities in this world. You have different uh, tribes. You have different colors. You just have different. And I feel like when it comes to my people, my people is a range of people. I love the Black Power. I know H. Rap Brown, Stokely Carmichael, Huey Newton, W.B. Du Bois, you name it. I was raised on it. I had calendars on my Black history. I was mad I wasn't dark. I was mad I didn't have kinky hair. I grew up with a stigma where I felt like I really didn't fit in my Black neighborhood. I wasn't Black enough. Black chicks used to tell me that. But what I'm getting to is this: my people are Mexican, Indians, Jamaicans, Blacks, and white. My grandfather was a white man with blue eyes, and I love him with all my heart. My mother's a Hispanic Indian. You know what I'm saying? So my view is a wider spectrum. I come to this group, Sankofa 180. It attracted me because I was searching for God. I was searching for answers. I was searching for outside of the Bible, because the Bible, ever since I was 4, 5, 6 years old, hearing the stories, I just didn't rock with them. It didn't rock me right. I never liked the story of Job. So Sankofa brought me to understanding of a people and what that people meant and what that people represented. That's what Kemet means to me. That's what these teachings means to me. It is an eye opener to a ethnicity group of people who were intelligent, smart, innovators, uh, just did things that transformed the world and got abused by it. Again, I'm a mixed race, but I will say and always say, Black people, the hardest people on this planet. Black people that went through so much, but Black people are the ones who fight the hardest amongst each other. I'll say this: you find me a newspaper clipping, you find me a newsreel of a Black man wanting to put harm to another white man. And that right there is the basis of my argument with, or my struggle with my people. We'll listen to what a white man say, but when Gerald get to talking, brothers will turn around and want to walk away. Oh, I ain't trying to hear that shit, that nigga shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's a fight with me to, it's a struggle. It's like I love my people and I will fight for them. I will get out here in the streets and I will stand and the whole nine. But it's like, damn, when I walk into a store, when I walk somewhere, I can see a brother and he'll mean mug the shit out of me. I see a brother and and I do it all the time. I swear to you, on everything I love, I do this all the time. Every time I see a Black person, I was walking with this white dude yesterday, and he was like, "Damn, Swat, every time you see a Black person, man, you be like giving them dap and shit. You don't do that with white people." And I said, because I'm trying to change the way we treat each other. Right. A brother said that shit to me one day at a bus stop. I was like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" Try to give him love. Man, that man threw his fist out there in an aggressive term, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was afraid to dap me up. And I was like, damn, bro, it's like that. Nigga, I don't know you. And I'm like, but we brothers. Like, you my brother, man. Shit, what you mean, man? I got mad love for you. I know you. Nigga, I don't know you, bro. Like, go ahead with all that shit, bro. And that right there, man, is the struggle with me. Like that's like, damn, why are we like that with each other? Where's the basis of fixing that first? I love these stories. I love to learn these lessons and all that. But when, Gerald, you to answer me this question, Gerald, what happened to us, bro? In the 80s, we was rocking good music. We was rocking the ghetto music. Even in hip hop, it went from Fight the Power to self-destruction. You're headed to self. It went from us rock, bro. I remember in junior high school, Gerald, wearing cross colors and wearing my medallion of Africa, bro. Whenever it seemed like every black person wanted to be African, bro. What happened to that, dog? What? And I'm getting chills speaking on that. What happened to that, man?
Well, we were me, Jamie and Eric was just having a conversation and about that, I think maybe 2 days ago, and talking about how back then, how the music used to influence the culture, even though we really didn't know what it was saying. Like you said, X-Clan was talking about red, black, and green, sissy. You had KRS-One, you had the Brand Nubians calling us gods. We were calling each other gods. Everything was about being something positive. So, and again, you still had certain rappers that, you know, I'm not about that. I'm about the drugs. I'm about the booty shaking. I'm about the gang life. You know what I'm saying? So we not all the same people as far as, and nobody is. Not all white people are cool. Not all Asians are cool. They fight amongst each other and this, that, and the other. So that's not, and again, romanticism is wanting us to be that way, which I want us to be that way too. I'll get mad if you say, if I call a brother, you know, king instead of, and again, I don't play that nigga shit and all that stuff. In public and all that stuff, no, they ain't finna disrespect me.
Same here.
I ain't finna have
Same here.
we finna, yeah, we brothers, we kings, or we netters, we gods. Simple as that. Anything else is disrespectful. Because if I allow you to do it, then I gotta allow the white man to do it. If I ain't gonna, how I'm gonna get mad when the white man do it and the brother, it's the same word. And me to say, well, when the white man said that he being now, the white man can say, what's up, my nigga? He can be, so no, don't call me nigga. What does that mean when you call me nigga? I'm gonna have you define it for me. And then if it just means cool or something, now call me your brother, call me king, call me God, call me Netta, call me a divine being. That's how I see myself. That's how I see you, brother, a divine being. You know, so that's it's always been a generation from way back through the times that they call themselves woke. And it's always been, you know, some of us that took on that attitude that when we don't have knowledge of self, all that ain't really important in my image, and you know, it don't matter to them. To what others, no, my image is very important to me. And not just my image, the image of my people. Don't disrespect my people. That's what, when you find out about us fighting back, as you say, we are fighting people in the fighting through the civil rights movement and through the Black Lives Matter and stuff. It's like, shit, we tired of being disrespected. We might disrespect each other at some time, but you know, at one time, y'all finna leave us alone and we'll unite. And again, it might go back just like we seen the thing in Alabama. Well, we united. You know, the white folks jumped on that brother and we united. Now, it's probably some crazy shit going on.
That was so beautiful, wasn't it? He swam across the river.
Yeah,
that was
it made us
beautiful.
all feel good. We all felt good because that was Black unity. You know what I'm saying? It didn't matter who, we didn't have to know each other, who it was. It was just now because they united first and jumped. They didn't, I don't know if all the white people knew each other.
But why can't we be like that? Why?
In times we will show it. That's what they are afraid of. They are afraid when we unite like that. So when they see that, they finna make us be disunited. It's just, you know, that's just it. So when we look at some of our warriors, when we was talking about warriors, yeah, most of our warriors are young brothers that's banging against each other. Imagine if we got together and banged against the system.
Right.
Yeah. So that's a lot of this stuff is kind of, I guess, again. They might be pulling the triggers, but it's a bigger design. That's where we come in, Prince. We got me, you, Unc, Jamie, and the sister, the queen. We come in and we show people it's another way. We not out there doing that. We speaking against that. We trying to find, as you say, we trying to figure out why we do those things. If we got children, we trying to make sure our children don't follow in those footsteps. So it's us being the example because we know it's going on. First, we can talk about it. Next, we will get an idea and try to put in a plan to, even if we just try to stop it in one of our communities for one day, we can say we did something. We ain't just talked about it, but we put a plan into action. And that's all we can do.
Right.
Yeah, I want to say, you know, Prince, I hope you see, I know you know, but I hope you see the positive ends of you doing the work that you do, right? I do it, you do it. You know, what's up, brother? You know, giving people respect. And in turn, we're going to see it periodically. Nevertheless, we see it. I wanted to change the guap. I wanted to change the guap so often, man. And I still do. But I had to back down a little bit because I wasn't seeing the fruits of my labor, and I put in hard work, man, in sincere work. And so if I just look at the guap, then I'm missing the blessing of my work, man, and what is changing. And I won't agree with you not seeing any change. I didn't say that you didn't see it, but I know that you see some change, right? And so I would like Queen Yamaya, unless you have something else to share on, but to elaborate on the post-traumatic slave syndrome. But unless you have something else you wanted to say on this basis.
Yeah,
Well,
let her. If you wanted to comment on what Prince was talking about and what
Yeah, the same thing.
Okay, go ahead. My
Same
bad.
thing.
okay. Do I have the floor now?
Yes, you do.
Thank you. Again, I want to say I'm glad to be in the room with men that I honor, that I have gotten to know, that I've had the privilege of sharing some of the things I've learned, and it's nice to meet a gentleman from Texas. Who else is from Texas in this room? It's
Prince.
Yeah, Prince is from Texas.
I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
He say he from Texas.
Ma'am, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Look, Queen. What that is, Queen? What that
What's
is,
that?
Queen?
What's that, King? But I'm glad to be in the room with
Texas.
all of you guys. I'm glad to be in a room with people whose minds have opened up, Black people whose minds have been expanded, and who are still learning. There are sometimes we're students and sometimes we're teachers. And it's really good to know when you have to step into that role. We're always learning. I love to be with people who are always learning. I first came in, I was asked I volunteered to do two-part presentation on post-traumatic slave syndrome, a book by Dr. Joy DeGruy. And that was one of the books that really opened my mind and helped me to understand. I had the same question as Prince did. Why is it that Black people kill each other? That was a strong question in my mind. And Dr. Joy DeGruy's book helped me to understand the programming and the psychosis that we have inherited in a word called epigenetics, which is a study within itself. How the grief and the suffering and the pain of our ancestors was able to filter down into our DNA. And if you haven't read the book, please do. It'll really help you understand. But as I grow in my consciousness and my awareness, And I'm able to embrace the fact that I am an African. I'm an African who just happened to be born in America.
Yes.
And it behooves me to see our people continue to strive to be European. But I understand why. Because
I
the
don't.
racist
I don't.
the racist white supremacist has practically and psychologically beat it into us from our ancestors. We want to be European. They set the standard. Like I was sort of observing. Anybody know that Barbie movie that just came out? The Barbie
Yes.
movie.
Oh,
Oh,
hell
yeah.
yeah. What the hell?
The Barbie movie.
What
Okay.
the hell?
Little black girls. I remember my cousin Risa, a couple of years older than me. Her mother bought her Barbies. She loved those dolls. She loved them. She grew up loving the European standard of a woman, blonde hair, blue eyes, you know, beautiful clothing. We didn't have those things. We didn't have those things, but we didn't understand that we were being brainwashed. And so, you know, I went into a store during that season of Barbie, and I had on a pink shirt. And you know, the white lady in the store asked me, "Oh, you're celebrating Barbie?" Like, hell no. I'm not gonna say hell no, but I said no. I said I'm gonna have to celebrate the European standard. I celebrate me. I'm a black woman. I celebrate blackness. And she said, "Oh." I'm like, nope, nope, no insult. I'm gonna take it as an insult.
Hell.
I just want you to know. But that's the way, you know. And so my kings know that, you know, Brother Ray Higgins has brought me a long way in my understanding. And it's one thing he says is that whoever, you know, controls the printed page controls the thinking of the age. And all of us in this room know that the racist white supremacist controls all of the media, the printed page, the internet, the news, television. And so we sit in front of those things. I don't do it anymore. We sit in front of the television, you know, we get on Facebook, you know, folks are on Twitter, all kinds of social media platforms, you know, and I think Donald Trump, for one thing, that term fake news, because we really thought it was real, but it is fake and it's staged. But we don't understand that as Black people because we've been brainwashed and programmed. And we don't understand that. And we don't think about our ancestors as a group of people. You know, Marcus Garvey, you know, I studied Marcus Garvey was trying to do that. He was trying to open our minds to teach us that we are powerful. I thought about slavery, and I thought about how much our ancestors endured and how much we're still going through, even though things are better, you know. But if you're awoke and you're conscious African person, you can still see that racism is still in the way that this country does things, and that brown people are still the ones at the bottom. The economic data says that Black people own 0.1% of the assets in the United States. You know, and I said, what kind of shit is that? Excuse me for cussing. But I mean,
What kind of shit is that? What kind of shit is that?
0.1% of
Horrible.
the assets in the United States.
Yeah,
That's
right.
horrible. That's
And
horrible.
you know what? And they'll say,
Bitch.
"Oh, we've come
It's
along."
90, it's about 25%, 50.
That's the data. That's the fact.
That's facts.
And so if you go back to antebellum and Reconstruction and all that kind of stuff, all we earn was 1% of the nation's wealth. So how far have we come? Oh, seriously, think about it. Yes, things are better. You know, we don't have to deal with open Jim Crow. We don't have Black people being hung and swinging in trees. But the police, they have to continue the era of the patty roller. And and I hate to say this, but I'm gonna just be frank, kill a nigga every now and then to keep their
Mhm.
edge.
And the hanging and the lynching is just the jail system now. They just changed it up. They just switched it
Yeah,
up. I was
they
watching
just,
this, and
you're right,
I ain't mean
Prince.
to
Yep.
interrupt you, Queen. But they had this it's this little thing that was on YouTube. You could pull it up. This black
Hmm.
kid. This is in the same courthouse. A black kid and a white kid. Same crime. Both of them had the same crime. Both of them did the same. It was their first time doing it. Same crime. They gave a white boy 5 years probation and gave a black boy 15 years penitentiary time.
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm. So these things are still going on in a different way. And if you're not, I'm telling you, for me, if you're not woke, you're not conscious, if your mind has not opened up as an African, and according to the spirits of our creators, and if you hear me, there's an S on creators because we have to acknowledge the feminine and the masculine in our spirit. Everybody
Hey.
has feminine and masculine. So
Oh.
our creator, your mama donated the egg and your daddy donated the sperm. Your great creators are in you. Our ancestors live in us right now, and we must acknowledge that if we're
Talk
going
to
to be
him.
powerful and
Talk to
united
him.
people. Yeah, so there's a lot to do, and I'm so thankful. I need to. I think the last time I was in the room, we talked about the 42 laws of my eye and how we were going to start putting those out there in our learning and discussing them and getting the kids involved in learning the 42 laws of my eye. So I hope that's still on the table. Uh, so thanks, guys, for your listening ears. Thank you for your
Queen,
prayers. And um, I'm just glad to be in your company.
Queen,
Yes, sir.
whenever you speak about white supremacy,
Uh-huh.
you see those things on my on coming up.
Yeah. And I see my girl. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Always make sure you cover that. That's the basics. Once you
There
understand
you
what
go.
white supremacy is,
Uh-huh.
they control economics, they control education, they control entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Sometimes they'll add another one called health on there.
Mm. It
It's a
should be
global
on there.
thing. It's a global thing. When we
That's
see what's
right.
going on about our children, Jamie, what you been talking about lately for what's going on in
Florida.
Florida?
Hey, where they are rewriting history. They're teaching the kids down here that slavery benefited the slaves.
So what's
Yes, I
that
heard
deal
about
with
that.
on this here list? What that deal with on
God
this list?
damn.
Education.
Education. They got a system. Remember, I keep saying they are organized. They got an
Yes. Uh-huh.
organized system that's gonna go hit every level of this.
Well,
If you
um,
don't, if you
Tell me you ain't
don't
tell me they were
deal
doing
with it,
that down there, man.
I know you got that from Neely Fuller
Nellie Fuller and Dr. Francis Cress Welsing.
and
When I
Dr.
say you speak
Francis
on
Cress
white
Wilson.
supremacy, if you don't
Go ahead,
understand that,
Queen.
then you
Go ahead,
don't know what
Queen.
we're talking about.
Go ahead, Queen. I
Yeah,
see you. She say I'm back, baby. She say I'm back, baby.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
we didn't start that the study on the 42 laws of Ma'at because we was waiting for you to get back to it. It'll probably still
Oh.
be it'll still take about a couple
Good
of
one.
weeks.
All good one. All good one.
Well, it's a fact on my end,
Yeah, I know.
and Jamie, and so it'll still be about 2 weeks from whenever we do start it because we need to organize it.
Okay, that sounds
Okay,
good. Sounds like a plan.
right.
And I'm just messing with you, Queen. He really did. Because every time we spoke on it, it was on us all doing parts of it, like you getting out, having this many, and to have to study on, and then
Right,
me
right.
taking so many, and James being on. So I was just messing with you. I'm trying to get him to get this big watermelon in here.
Hey,
You know I
that's
ain't
real.
paying no attention to you, man.
Prince,
Hey,
Prince,
hey, that's powerful right there, though, man. Economics, education, entertainment, labor, because
Yes, it is.
that's
I
Yes, it
that's
mean,
is.
true.
that's all. He hit all spots, and like this is why. I mean, what we have to do is we got to get our economics together, and this is
Yeah.
why we got to start doing our little economic thing, right? I mean, we did put a couple of videos out that gave you a couple of moves to
Investments.
make, right? A couple of investments to make, right? Uh, and
Oh, I
then
didn't see that.
yeah, and then educate. Well, okay, well we're gonna make sure you get it too, Queen. Uh,
Okay.
Education. That's what we've been talking about. What we just got done talking about. Entertainment. Now, see, here we go with this, right? Because see, what they do, man, is, and this is how they always do. See, they're gonna ease you into whatever they're trying to establish, right? So so they slowly ease you into it, right? So they got all these little they done got all these little young rapper cats that's willing to sell out his manhood.
Yeah. Mm,
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
you know, and these not not it's like a gay farm up in there now, up in the
Wow.
entertainment industry. You
It
know what I
is.
mean? They got a gay farm, got a pedophilia thing going on. They got they got just weird things going on in the entertainment in entertainment market altogether, right? And so this here is what our kids seeing. They seeing
Yeah.
these dudes with these dresses on. They seeing these dudes with these weird girl hairstyles and oh my
Loving that.
internet is
They loving it. They
unstable.
loving it. They
I'm wrong with
loving
my
it.
internet.
These kids don't even comb their hair no more,
Oh,
but that's on the parents. I feel that's on the parents' part, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it got to be done with the parents. I mean, it's like they a lot, but I can't say it's all the parents either because they have gotten their rights taken from them. You know, back in the day, a parent grabbed a kid, whoop his ass, and ain't nobody gonna say no. But now, excuse me, Queen. But now, even with the punishment in school, I was thinking about that sitting down today. Me and my brother was talking on the phone. And he had a picture he showed me when we was kids, and I was thinking about that. I was like, man, Bar, you remember we used to get our butts spanked at school? It was so much of a control. And my brother was like, but you know what, Robert? They was wrong for that. They was wrong. The people had no right to be doing that. It should have been at bases at the house. I grew up in a town where the village raised everybody. I couldn't go to a neighbor's house and act up. I got my butt whooped in. And when I got home, I got my butt whooped again. So it was like you had to be on your good behavior when you was out in the streets. It wasn't no running wild. If a parent or I say an adult chastised you, you took it, and that made us have morals and us be a man about ourselves. And I just think that all of those things have been taken out. You have such mixed neighborhoods now. The black neighborhood just I don't know, everything just seemed like it got swooped up in a secret ass plot and they did it though. You know what I'm saying? Like they actually did it. And
They
and
did.
it's just messed up.
It's called, has
Messed up, man.
anybody heard of social engineering?
What is it again?
Social engineering. Social engineering. That's why
Mm,
they call the projects the projects. They created circumstances that were to manifest certain results or behaviors. Now, I
Mm-mm.
grew up practically at public housing,
Already.
and
Straight from the
I
project, baby.
saw, I saw, yeah, I saw how it was like part of it was family. You could get along with your neighbor and all that other kind of stuff, right? Certain people were cool with you, and that's the way it was. But then on the flip side, there was always those ones who wanted to beat you up, who wanted to bully you, who wanted to call you. Now, I'm a dark skinned woman, but let me tell you, my people gave me more hell about my complexion than anybody ever could. Let me see. My nicknames were Little Black
Mm-mm-mm.
Sambo, the spades. I had the light skinned girl say, you know, you really need to use some bleaching cream. These
Damn.
were black people. These were black people. So you see how black people have been manipulated and programmed to be controlled. And we still have projects. And we still have the same crap going on in the project. It doesn't change. It just doesn't change.
But you know, Queen, that goes back to the lynch letter, you know? Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey,
You ever read the lynch letter,
hey,
Queen?
Gerald, can you put that back up there right quick for me, please? Can you?
Hey, Gerald, can you send that to me, man?
Let me start the
Yeah, Jay, yeah, finish.
uh,
Yes,
Go,
please.
go ahead, go ahead.
brother, yeah, brother says that racist white supremacists on racism 24/7. They never sleep. I was like, dang, that's true. 24/7. It's organized and it's intentional. But this is the thing. We are smarter now. We're in a more positive position now. We don't have to listen to that crap no more. We don't have to fall for those tricks anymore. We got to make a decision that we're going to create an agenda, make a plan, and we're going to follow it, like the brother said, in unity, or we'll never get anywhere.
Right,
They're gonna lock
right,
our black asses up.
right. Hey, so let me tell you something, man, about this entertainment part.
That's true.
Hey, I just shared it into our group, Jamie, and into the
Lock
Sankofa
our asses
180
up.
group.
Okay, bet.
Okay,
Kill us all.
all right.
Then it got a bunch of information that go with it. So that's why I wanted to.
But
All right.
that's
Hey, you
the
could
thing. You
all
can't
right,
be
but hey,
afraid.
you could take it down then. I'll put it up real quick. Go ahead, for
You know,
everybody.
Prince, that's a fact that you just shared. You know, some of us gonna die for sure, man. You know,
Yeah.
and
Hell
without
yeah,
a
I'm gonna be
doubt.
one of them. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be one of them, Mark. I
Yeah,
promise you,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
I'm gonna be one of them, man. 'Cause I be damn. And that's the only thing I get hurt about, Unc, is how the fact that you have every revolution that has happened, but in slavery it didn't happen. And it's like with me, you know, I hear all the, you know, we shall overcome all that marching and all that, you know, and I feel Malcolm too, and I, you know, but I just feel like this, man. God dang, a person gets tired of getting beat on. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I ain't had the best come up. You know what I'm saying? And the whole nine. And a person just get tired of getting beat on. And that's what I didn't. But you probably had 1,000,000 and 1,000,001 slaves that died because they wasn't finna do that. They wasn't finna do that. I wouldn't have been one of them, brother, man. You hit me with that whip one more time, bro. I'm gonna heal up and I'm about to kill somebody and I'm gonna run. And they gonna have to kill me, but I'm not finna. I ain't picking no goddamn cotton, man. I ain't doing none of that. I
That
ain't doing
happened
none of
during
that.
slavery. Lots of slaves, especially men, uh, stood up for themselves. You know,
Yeah, man.
they control the narrative, meaning they control history. You're not ever going to see those kind of stories in history books. We have to dig them out of slave. Anybody into slave narratives? You have to dig them out the slave narratives. You
Correct.
know, you have to listen to Frederick Douglass and his view on slavery. You have to look at Social the Truth. You have to look at Nat Turner. That was his name, right? Nat Turner, not Nate. Nat Turner. He revolted, but Nat Turner was not the only slave who went out and killed some white folks trying to be free. He was not the only one. So we have to dig deep. We have to be deep divers to find out what the real story is and
Yeah.
act on that. And another thing, Nat Turner, for just an example of a man who revolted and got other black men together and followed a plan for freedom. Um, he knew he was sacrificing his life. He knew that. He had to know. Those men with him knew that they were going to be the sacrificial lamb. Thank you so much, everybody. So if you know what we have to, if we cannot get that in our heads, if we're serious, that somebody that we're going to have to sacrifice something, it'll never really work.
I tell you,
Because
tell you.
there's sacrifice involved.
Right.
Yo, you got a lot of blood got to be shed for freedom, baby. Okay, hey, like when white folks said, I die. What they say, white men say, give me liberty or give me death. Man, black folks should have said, give me freedom or give me death. God dang, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Hey, so
Yeah.
look, so we was talking about the so I was just mentioning like the entertainment part and what they're doing with our entertainment as far as our kids, right? And young adults, right?
Mhm.
So they and then you talk about labor. Hey, that's somebody.
Somebody needs to mute their microphone.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, so yeah, I was talking about labor law, labor. You know what I'm saying? Like how all this affects us, man. The laws. Like, look, man, we talked about this. Hey, you remember this? I know you remember this. Let me see. I can get it over there. Hey, you remember this? I just want to see if you remember this, man. You see that? You see that? Oh, he. I don't know what he's doing. Hey, y'all see can y'all see the screen? Y'all see this on the screen?
Yeah, I see it.
Hey, you remember this?
Oh yeah, that's the business right there.
Hey, so so when they talk about laws, and how it affects us, like look at this, man. This right here is this is this is National Security Council Memorandum 46, man. Hey, Gerald, Gerald, is Gerald here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. Hold on. Where hold on. I ain't seeing it.
Yeah, he on there.
Okay, there you go. Okay. Hey, you familiar with this?
I'm not.
I barely can see it.
Can you see that? Let me see.
Want me to read it to him? I'll read it to him. It says, this document is Exhibit 10 of U.S. Supreme Court case number 00-9587, National Security Council Memorandum 46, March 17, 1978. Where I was born. Presidential Review Memorandum NSCM 46.
That's
Two, the
National Council,
Secretary of
that
State.
National Security Council Memorandum. That's what that NSCM stands for.
Okay.
Two, the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Defense, the Director of Central Intelligence. Subject, Black Africa and the U.S. Black Movement.
Stop right there.
President has
Stop right
directed
there.
that a
Stop right there. Stop
comprehensive
right there. Stop right there. Listen to this, man. Did you hear what he just said though? The subject is Black
subject, Black
Africa
Africa and the
and
U.S.
the
Black Movement.
U.S. Black Movement. That's now you know who that is.
Huey Newton and them.
No, that's us.
That's us. That's us. Yeah.
Okay.
That's us. That's all of us. All the brothers and sisters you see on Facebook and all these different groups and pages. It's all of us.
It's also the people of Africa because you're also gonna get down to a description of that. So let's just make it clear it ain't just Americans because they're gonna. I won't spoil it. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I just want you to. I want you guys to see.
Black Africa.
Hold up, Joe. Hold up, Joe.
I just want y'all to just see what the subject is. Right. This is the subject. So this is law now. So y'all understand what's going on here.
Okay.
We ain't gonna read it all,
Right.
Jamie will send it to you because it's lengthy.
All right.
But let's hit some hot spots, Jamie.
All right. So
And
some of the
Prince,
hot
you can
spots
read
is,
if you want.
Yeah,
but Prince, you can read. Just wait till you get to the point of reference, please.
Okay, so you can read. So listen, man. Yeah, go ahead and read the subject and read what it's about, Prince. Right here. Just start from the president has directed.
President has directed that a comprehensive review be made of current developments in Black Africa from the point of view of their possible impacts on the Black movement in the United States. The review should consider
Keep going.
One, long-term tendencies of social and political developments and the degree to which they are consistent with or contracted or contract the U.S. interests. Number two, proposals for durable contacts between radical African leaders and the leftist leaders of the U.S. Black community. Number three, appropriate steps to be taken inside and outside the country in order to inhibit any pressure by the radical African leaders and organizations on the U.S. Black community for the latter to exert influences on the policy of the administration toward Africa.
All right,
The
so
president has
hey,
directed
stop
that.
right here, stop right there, stop right there. So listen, man, what this is, you see what this is saying. So the proposal for during durable contacts between radical African leaders. So they're talking about the radical African leaders over in Africa and the leftist leaders here in the United States. That would be that uh of the U.S. Black community, right? So so they're so they're watching the contacts right here, man, between the U.S. and the Africans, right? And then they said appropriate steps to be taken inside and outside the country. So understand this, man, that these people are really, really, really watching the Africans that come here and the American the blacks that goes there. They're keeping a close eye on that, right? The,
Hey,
and
Jamie, can I say something? And that was in 1978. What do you think they're doing now? God
listen,
damn.
King,
And that was way back in
listen,
1978.
listen, outside the country in order to inhibit any pressure by radical African leaders and organizations on the U.S. Black community for the latter to exert influence on the policy of the administration toward Africa. So they don't want us to influence the Africans over there. This is what they're talking about right here. This is what they're saying, people. You they see, but they you know what I'm saying, and they
And they
don't tell
don't,
we don't know about this, right? And
and
then
they
it's
don't want the Africans to influence us.
so this is what this is saying, man, and people got to understand this, man, right? So the president has directed that the NSC, uh, Interdepartmental Group of Africa, perform this review, right? This review should be forwarded to the NS. So it's telling the people that that's going to be forwarded to, and it's signed by the Secretary of Treasury, the Secretary of Commerce, the Attorney General, the Chairman Joint Chief of Staff, and before that, up here you see who this presidential memorandum is to: the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Defense, and the Director of the CIA. Man, so these people are really 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 interested in what we're doing between between Africa and here, right? All right, and so what it does here is it goes into what their interest is in Africa, and just look at what they say. It's Black Africa. See, this is what they see. They hey man, listen. You got to understand what these people are doing here, man. So the U.S. interest in Black Africa, and then they give you know what I'm saying, what the political thing is, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of this. It says if Black African states assume attitudes hostile to the U.S. national interests, our policies toward the white regimes, which is a key. Somebody, so who is that?
Everybody mute your mic. Yeah, that's probably Gerald.
Uh,
Just probably Gerald talking to his family.
okay, but it says
No, if it wasn't Gerald.
where was I at? I'm sorry, family. Okay, so okay, so I'm gonna start from here. Our policy toward the white regimes, which is a key element to our relationships with the Black states, may be subjected by the latter to great pressure of fundamental change. So they don't want to see. So they watching. So what they doing, man, is they watching. They hey hey. So they don't want the United. They don't want us they don't want the Africans, the Black Africans, to become hostile toward them. and it's going to tell you why. Thus, the West may face a real danger of being deprived of access to the enormous raw material resources of Southern Africa, which are vital for our defense needs, as well as losing control over the Cape Sea routes, by which approximately 65% of Middle Eastern oil is supplied to Western Europe. Hey, so just understood now that right there, people, you just can't, hey man, the law is stacked against us from here to Africa. Hey,
Right.
so
And that was
just listen to this.
1978.
So listen to this, man. I mean, so just to sum this up a little bit, right? Right. So they're saying that if if the black Africans become hostile towards the West, which is this part of the United States, right? Then they gonna face real danger, which would deprive. See, because they account for 65% of what comes out of Africa, man, and what comes through the Cape Sea routes. You see what I'm saying, right? And access to the enormous raw material resources of Southern Africa. So
When your
this is
mind set blessings to you.
so just understand this, family, that, and you can go into this a little more, right? Because it got more, man. The Black Africa, it's got Black Africa and the U.S. Black movement, and it tells you, and it gives you, I mean, just like this part right here. Apart from the above mentioned factors adverse to U.S. strategic interests, the nationalist liberation movement in Black Africa can act as a catalyst with far-reaching effects on the American Black community by stimulating its organizational consolidation and by inducing radical actions, such a result would be likely as Zaire went the way of Angola and Mozambique. Now, I don't know if you guys understand what that meant, but if y'all understand what really happened in these Zaire and Angola and Mozambique, they don't want that to happen again.
Right. And uprise.
Yeah, they don't want
Uprise.
that to happen again. They don't want to,
Yeah.
they don't want that to happen again. So they will keeping close eye on Black Africa and the US Black movement, because we always talking about Africa. And so so you got a lot of brothers that's going to be back and forth to Africa, or got contacts or getting contacts in Africa, and they do not want that. Okay. And
Read
this
that.
is
Read
like
that next one.
and
Hey,
like the
go back and read that next one, Jamie.
Okay, yes, sir. Well,
Yeah, man, because those
okay.
are
The
direct
next one,
hits right there. Yeah.
an occurrence of the events. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I was just saying that was 1978. Like I know that's
Yes, sir.
current. What do you think they doing now though,
It
man?
ain't never
They
changed.
are so shit. It ain't got. I tell you like this. I bet ain't shit. I bet everything that a person do, any group in America, any black group in America, doing what they do until the government feel like they doing too much, and then when they doing too much, they gonna come in and bust that ass. The technology, the watching what they got now ain't compared to what 1978. I mean, 1978 ain't compared to what we got now. All this shit, all these devices, it's just homing devices, watching your ass, listening. A nigga ain't got, man, brother ain't gonna do shit these days unless the government wants you to. You can be out in your neighborhood doing what you want, but revolutionize if you want to. And watch what happens. Watch what
Hey,
happens.
so
They're gonna pop
Oh yeah,
your ass right.
let
we
me finish this real quick.
revolutionizing.
Y'all
We revolutionize.
hold on. This what y'all
We
deeply down.
revolutionizing, man.
Y'all not understanding that white supremacy is global.
Right.
Reading this
Right,
here is showing you that it's not just in America, it's a global. They do this
right.
shit in Africa, they got
Everywhere.
players
Trying
in
to tell you.
Asia. You'll find out in every country, whatever they think, this is a global thing. So wherever you live, if people thinking because Black Power and the red, black, and green, I got to go back to Africa and it's gonna be easy now. Now this is a global thing.
Yeah.
That's what I want y'all to understand. So
Yeah.
this
And
falls in line with exactly what we understand white supremacy to be. Not just no local shit, not just no United States shit. It's a world thing.
I said
Yeah.
that's from here to Africa, baby. I'm telling you, everywhere, right? An occurrence of the events of the 1970s, 67, and 68 would be would do grievous harm to the U.S. prestige, especially in view of the concern of the present administration with human rights issues. Moreover, the administration would have to take specific steps to stabilize the situation. Such steps might be misunderstood both inside and outside the United States. Yeah, man. I'm just saying, family. Hey, just go through this, man, because they got it's a lot to it. Um,
And put it up on Sankofa, will you?
yeah, I sure will, man. But you know, this is public record, man. This is how you can get it. But yeah, I'll put this on Sankofa. It's the National Security Council Memorandum 46. This was what was it? Who was it? Jimmy Carter? Who was there, man?
You know which one of them busters?
That
Gerald
was
Ford. Gerald Ford.
was that no, that wasn't Ford, I don't think. Was that was
No.
that was Carter, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That was
maybe
Jimmy Carter
it was. It wasn't that good. It wasn't Hoover. That's for sure.
no, I think that was Carter, man, if I ain't mistaken. It's
You know who president
1978.
was in '78?
Yeah,
You can look it
Carter.
up.
Who was it?
Carter.
Carter.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought it was Carter. Yeah, Carter did. So this was Carter shit.
Let me just interject for a
Excuse
second.
my language. Go ahead, King.
You know, so you know, a lot of stuff has been talked about here, and the main thing that sticks out to me is, you know, we talked about the post-traumatic slave syndrome. We in reference to the sin aspect, right? And we talked about these are direct hits that we're looking at with the entertainment and then shit like that. So direct hits to our race. Understandable that it's global. We know that, right? But if we just stick with the mainstream, and that's what we're trying to get people out of, and that's what I'm glad that we're into, is getting out of that mainstream, a lockdown, right? And we educate our mind, like Queen Maya was talking about, and Gerald put up all those books on the wall. You know, it ain't about just conversing and having head knowledge, but to get into those books, man, and that book has the power, a specific deal, man, just like writing, instead of talking and thinking, reading a book and writing, it has some unique provisions that bring about an awakening, far more than just general conversation. And I call general conversation when we don't have any of those other two applied. And that's what we do on Sankofa, man. You know, that's what we do on Sankofa.
Well, I want to say something.
I know you got to say something, but I ain't done
right,
yet.
Because you
I ain't
always,
done
because
yet.
you always say that. You
Hold
always
up.
say that.
I ain't done yet.
Always say that. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
And mute that God, will you?
I hear you. Oh, okay. All right.
And don't run. That motherfucking faggot. I ain't chasing him either. Oh, excuse my language. That shouldn't have been on there. I didn't mean to call him that because I don't mean that, but I ain't babysitting though. Go ahead. Y'all can continue, man.
Go ahead and finish, man, what you were saying.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, you know, we tried to bring the awareness of what is kept from us, right? And so if we just stay locked into that syndrome, right? And just project verbally, even assertively, because we got two options, right? To be calm or to be assertive, right? Aggressively, right? And it comes to, they start at one and it goes to the other one. So we get some balance with my eye, man, and get into our own divinity, man, our own studies, man, instead of staying locked into that you know, that biblical terms, man, and the pretenses that come from that. And if we can't get out of that, man, then, you know, I can't work with them people, man, you know, and I can't stay in a conversation with that, you know. So, because there's so much more to learn over here and to apply, right, of our own stuff, man. And it's more fruitful for everybody in the real, right? So but that's all I wanted to say. I hate that the brother, stepped off and stuff. But we need to learn some. We have to have some etiquette, right? We have to have some etiquette on here. And if somebody doesn't want that, then they're gonna get corrected. I don't give a damn who it is, including me.
Well, the one that you're kind of talking about right now is what is religion on there. And if you really start to getting into the study of self, religion or spirituality is our core being. So that's the ones when people call themselves awakening or getting out of yourself, there's gonna be a lot of it dealing into that spiritual essence of core of themselves. I think that's what the Queen was saying. She was hope one day that we get back to the 42 declarations of Mayat. I think that's what you were saying just not too long ago about dealing with Mayat. With Jamie earlier, when we were talking, it was whether he didn't describe it as sin, he described it as going against Mayat. So a lot of that is getting back into our culture, and throwing the alien culture or the foreign culture away. And being humble enough that a lot of these things that what we think we know about comes from the foreign culture. We knew what we went through. We call it a slave culture. So when one wants to awaken or be in the woke, he's throwing that away. That's the whole Sankofa, going back and fetching what you have lost. You know what I'm saying? Embracing that. Having an African-centered perspective. Understanding it right from your genes. You are African. If you're going to claim to be original, and then delve it into your culture. Being humble enough to say, I don't know. Once that, if you ready to put in the work, there's a bunch of information out there. Put in the work. Get amongst people with like minds. Build. Grow. Share information. Get back to building again. Grow. Keep doing it. Then it's not something that, as I've talked to you brothers and said, that we ain't doing nothing new. It's something that we as our people have always done. That's why we got all those writings, the meta that's still written in stone. That's why we was the first one to deal with writing, with the papyrus. We've been doing this. We've been studying. We've been philosophizing. Yeah. We've been about this, So as somebody had said earlier, as I was telling you earlier, our core is spirituality. So most time when people are building at this level, dealing with their higher and lower self, they trying to shake off them shackles because most of the time us being in America, we usually come from Abrahamic faiths. So that's the language that we use, and we just gotta come down to the level to where we understanding each other or breaking up different concepts to where we, have an understanding, be able to explain what we talking about and then build off that. And I think that was one thing I was asking everybody. I think I had got knocked off maybe. And I was saying, do we all have the same definition of sin? If we all have that same definition, then we can build off of it. If that makes sense. And that's,
it does. It make all the sense. That make all the sense right there. Go ahead, finish, King.
But if we don't deal with the same definition, then we'll be fighting over that word. First, we got to agree with what, and sometimes that's again, we understand words carry different meanings, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. First, we got to be all on the same page on something. then we build off that. Sometimes people try to build when they don't have a foundation on a certain thing. So we fighting because I ain't saying what you saying. I'm saying this word, but you ain't saying what I'm saying. So it's not building at that time. We cutting each other up. So
But to
that's why
me, but to me, now when I look at that, when I see that, so if I'm so when you mention sin to me, now I have to come to your area. So you're like, it's like, because I don't believe in sin. I'm not into to that biblical jargon, right? So my point of asking what sin was is because it's always, what people usually say is one who's opposes the will of God, right? If you oppose the will of God, then you are in sin, right? Or if you disobey the 10 commandments, you are in sin. So you know what I'm saying, right? So now I have to agree that 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 there was a 10 commandments, and there's sin, that these people are committing sin. You know what I mean? Like to use that jargon, and it, to me, we have to is making me feel like I have to. I'm agreeing with your. I'm agreeing with your with your jargon here.
No. Never think like that.
Well, but that's his thought, right? Let me add this real quick. This is what I do, man. I try to be aware of as many areas of indoctrination throughout a day that I can. And I apply our teachings to break that, right? And then there's a variety of practices, a variety of awarenesses. And if I stay stuck in one that is definitely of an indoctrinated state, then we're going to get this argument every time, right? So I looked up in the book of etymology, and if we're going to talk about immorality, I mean, that's cool, right? I mean, that's feasible, right? And then so I looked up the word in the etymology book, and it basically was stating that same thing about the immorality being wrong and stuff like that. The other thing that stood out to me was where those words derive from, right? And of course, we had immorality in Africa and stuff like that, right? But where this jargon comes from, where these demands come from, are still from the indoctrinators, right? And so we can go back, or you can stay settled in where you're at, and it's usually to be right, right? I think to be a part of is to be right, right? So, and that's my findings. It doesn't have to be with everybody on the panel that way. I just think it's a fruitful way to look at and to see what I really stand for, and where I'm really at, and what I'm going to provide to when I'm out and about, right, or on this panel. So that's a short end of what I was, just to compliment what was talked about. I'm glad you came back, Prince, man.
Oh yeah, I didn't run. My
So
dad
let
was calling,
me
but
finish
let me
right
say
quick.
this. Let me say.
Hold on.
Okay,
Let me finish this right quick. Right. I just wanted to say that where that word leads to, right? Where it leads to, like if I agree with you about sin, now I gotta agree with you about Moses. Then I gotta agree with you about the laws. Now I gotta agree with you about this God, right? I mean, why not? If we
Because
having
we
a
don't.
conversation,
We just agree about the word sin. We
where'd
just
it come
agreed
from?
about the
I mean,
word
I'm just
sin.
saying, where did it come from? Where'd it come from, huh?
Now you can if you can have a debate about it and be on the side of it using intelligence and not believing it or not, if you're just talking about what it is. Don't think because you understand what they talking about, that you got to take on their beliefs. No, never think like that.
Yeah,
So
and then-
if I don't agree with that, yeah, I'm not gonna fake like I do.
But
You know what I'm saying?
you can't act like you don't have an understanding if you do, though. Your mind won't let you not do that. If
No,
you
no,
don't
I
know
understand. He
understand,
means I understand what he means. This is the reason why I oppose it. I definitely understand what he means. You know what I'm saying? And this is why I oppose it,
You'll get
because
your chance, Prince. Hold on just a second, baby boy.
I'm not on that. I don't submit to any of that. Right? I just don't. I don't submit to any of that. I
put the
don't submit
definition
to
up. Like you got woke up right there. Just put the definition up.
Yeah, and Jamie, we can close out with that song. And when you get ready to
Okay.
ready to
If you don't
play that,
mind.
start. And when you
All
get
right.
ready to play that one, start at 42 seconds.
Okay, got you. Let me stop.
Can
this.
can I say what I was gonna say?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Prince.
You're gonna get to
when we talk-
jump in. You're gonna get to jump in, Prince, but because we want you to be able to share in full instead of interjecting and sharing in part, right? You know, I just want you to share in full. That's all I'm saying, man. So let him finish what he's doing, man. And if he's done, then fine. If not, then it's on you, King.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm done.
All right. So what did the law of the 42 laws of mind stand for? The law stood above all humans and was personified by the goddess Ma'at, with the concept of Ma'at representing truth, justice, righteousness, the correct order and balance of the universe. Egyptian law was essentially based on the concept of Ma'at, which was about morality, ethics, and the entire order of society. So, Jamie, I'm asking you again, those 42 laws of Ma'at,
Hmm.
did they not, in a sense, stand for a person to not sin? And in this word sin that you do not like, it has nothing to do. We're not using it with the Bible word. We're using it just the
All right.
word itself.
So let's look it up then. Let's see what sin means.
All right. Sin is about morality. Remember, we looked that up. I already looked that up. What does sin mean? Sin means.
Can you look that up on the national news channel that it was on?
It said, okay, so here's sin right here.
Not on smart news.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on, man. Let's
This definition reads an immoral act considered to be a transgression against divine law.
okay.
Sorry, we gotta wait a few more days.
Would that not be in the same sense with the 42 laws of mind?
It would be.
So we can agree upon that then, without you agreeing upon
with
the
this
Bible.
with this definition. Yep.
Oh man, see, we just grew there. See that?
Yep.
So again,
I still don't.
The question in this here definition, an immoral act considered to be a transgression against divine law. Jamie, what are you defining divine law as?
The 42.
Yeah, exactly. You say you call it Ma'at.
That's right.
Somebody else might look and call divine law the 10 Commandments. That makes sense?
No, because why you want to study the copy and why you want to study the copy and not the original?
Again, they got the right to choose what they want. But again, that's what they come to believe that's again, this is where it's like, okay, then you proving that again from that point, as you saying, right? Then to prove a point, if somebody say, no, they standing on the 10 Commandments, that's the divine, they might say the 42 is some BS, whatever. Yada yada this or yada yada that. That starts in something different. You know what I'm saying? You with me?
No, that's when you go ahead and leave them alone, right? I'm just saying if someone look, listen, this brother is here This brother's here, and he done passed the Bible. The brother done passed the Bible, King. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I'm I'm talking about him and his growth, right? Right. And so the brother is on. He came to say, he explained to us why he came to Sankofa, right? And we, he was done with the religious thing, right? So we, my our thing is to get you into the African spiritual system, the Nile Valley spiritual system, King. Right?
I understand what you're saying now, Jamie.
Right? Right?
I got you.
That's what we here for, right? To get you, to help you up out of that, and to show you where you supposed to be, where you should be, and what you know what I'm saying, instead of right? And so that's my point, right? Now, of course, I agree with this 100%. This whole definition is exactly my eye, right? But what I'm saying is, we, what I'm saying, I don't think that nowhere in the Nile Valley they use sin. Excuse me.
That word you saying.
Yeah,
Just
don't
that
get
word.
caught up on that word like that. No,
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But like I said, okay, so if I was talking to a brother that was just on here, and he diehard Christian, and he's talking to me about sin, we can have that conversation, King, because I know what he's on. Right? We can have that conversation. We can talk about sin all day long. Right?
Right.
Right. He's past that. This brother right here is past that. So
but you passed it too because you smarter if you understand. It's like sometimes I've heard Kemetic people argue with people about the word God. And they say we didn't use that word. God is a concept about the creator or the supreme being. We're the first one to have that concept. We might then use that word God, but we do know what the concept of that word means. So us as being smarter, we shouldn't get hung up on it, and we can go back when you start dealing with etymology or the proof about we was using this word before y'all even had a concept of it. But you don't have to get hung up on the concept. I mean, or the word more. We do that's why sometimes you hear me saying creator, supreme being, the one, the all. I'm going so broad on it to where somebody might get personal. You with me? And a personal is saying, now I believe in Jehovah. I believe in Yahweh. I believe in this, that, and the other. Okay, you done personalized this, that, and the other. Now you're going to have to show and prove. That's something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to jump in right quick because I have to go. We really should not allow ourselves to get caught up in words because everybody's perception is different. And we have to accept that. When I took French, there was a word, S-I-N. And it, we say sin, but in French it's san. And it means to be without, S-I-N. So over in France, if you say S-I-N, you're telling somebody that you need something or you're without something that you need. In another context, I think it was in a church context, they were talking about sin. I think it was on television, one of these television evangelists. They said that sin meant to miss the mark.
Hello. I like that one. I like that one.
To miss the mark. He said because he was saying that everything that we need as divine people that we already have. So when the Bible says that you're sinners, this man said it means that you're missing out on the things that are already inside of you and available to you, that you have the power to manifest, but you miss it. You miss the mark. You miss the target. So that's what I got to say. So it all
Great, Gerald.
about your
Great, Gerald.
perception, and it all depends about your context when you're using certain words. So we should not allow ourselves to get hung up, because we all have different individual thoughts and the way that we think. So we have to acknowledge that and appreciate that. Because I've given you guys
An intelligent panel.
neither one of you guys knew anything about sin means missing the mark, or if you're in France, sin means to be without. Okay, I'm done.
Good.
Hey, I want to ask you.
Go ahead,
No,
King.
Gerald, I want to ask you a question, Gerald, and Queen, if you're listening, because the way the mindset, and Jamie too, and I want to ask y'all a deep question and just think about it, real talk. When you bring up the fact that, because it irritates me every time you do it, because I do a lot of meditating. I'm a meditating person. I love to meditate. I miss my mark sometimes when I get frustrated, but meditation, it does something to me. It brings thoughts. It's just a powerful thing. Uh, these books that you talk so deeply on, when you talk about these books, this is what I feel about the books. Yes, they're good. Yes, they're powerful. But the person who wrote that book, where did that thought come from? Where did that concept, when he wrote those thoughts that he put in that book that you love so very well, that you say, hey, you need to pick a book up and read it? Because I'm going to tell you something. You are thought. You are just as powerful as those books you read. And you, if you sat and wrote a book, then you would be just like those yous that you tell me to go pick them books up and read. I feel like the universe, when a person is with themselves and in tune with themselves, and their whole being is their being, just like how Gerald can come about with his words and come so across to the point where he got Jamie to understand and say, yeah, and even me, I sit back, even when Queen was talking, I'm telling you, it's like I dig when you tell me them books, but brother, my mind is a powerful thing. And I believe that I'm in tune to where I get these concepts as well, and probably should be writing my own books on how I see and my perception of this world that we live in. And that's how I feel about the books. Because we are intelligent beings. When I call y'all scholars, I mean that. Because you just as smart as Einstein. You just as smart as W.E.B. Du Bois. We come up with these concepts and these thoughts, and then we write them in books. And that's where it comes from. It's just not something that, you got to tell me where that person who wrote that book, where he get it from then. And well, then where did that person get it from then? Somewhere it came from a person meditating, sitting there pondering, and boom, there it was.
It's a cycle. People who write books and do stuff, they also read books. That's why they do it, because they watch others do it and seen examples of it. Uh, a lot of times, sometimes it's just basic. They are go-getters and doers. So from their experience of being out in the field, they tell stories about it, or stories are written about them because of the work that they put in. But you always find out that they also read. It's just they are readers, they studiers, they'll be around people who do this type of stuff. And it's just a cycle.
Yeah, I dig that, Joe. I get that part. I listen. I wouldn't have the vocabulary I have if I didn't read. I read millions of books. I've read, like I say, we want to talk about Black Panthers. We could talk about that. I'm all into that. My dad, all of this revolutionary. I mean, you name it, from Ponchoville to, I mean, you name it. I've been in the books my whole life. My dad made me read. But what I'm saying is, these guys like you or Ponchoville or Che Guevara, they had thoughts that they wanted to be you know, they had to come up with the concept that all I'm saying is don't take away from the mind. Like I get the books, and they had to like Imhotep. He was a genius, and he saw something, but then he saw it in a different way, and then he did it a different way, and it had to have come from him and being in tune with something. The things that y'all talk about, you know, Kemet talks about universe, talks about the Netra and the Netru. And from what Eric told me, because I listened, just like he was writing the book to me listening to that book being wrote in my mind. He told me that Netra and Netru were the universe itself. Don't that's what it was. That's what it is. So with that being said, we ain't even in the concept of thought that we are in this form we in. In a sense, we are the universe. So it goes so in depth with me when I talk about these things that y'all tell me. When y'all tell me this chemist stuff and it goes in my mind, bro, it takes me to a whole different level that I go way beyond the stars with it, man. I go so far, like I showed Jamie that one video. Remember, Jamie, where it was talking about Netra and Netru, Ra and how Ra was born and all that, and the snake and all that. I see it that way. I know, Gerald, you teach me that it's not that way. Those are just concepts. Those are just, but brother, when y'all say that Netra and Netru is the universe itself, those particles, those you know what I'm talking about. Man, that's deep to me, bro. I take it, yeah, I know, man, but y'all take me there. I don't know
Wow,
if
that
I'm
is
crazy.
listen, you created all that. What you even talking about? What you talking about? The hell you talking about over there? You before all that you talking about. You did this. You sitting there playing with us right now. You did this.
Wow.
You
See,
put
you
yourself
blowing my
into
mind
this here
right
to have
now.
an experience. And what you need to do is turn what you calling these obstacles into opportunities. It's a game. You eternal being. Ain't nothing happen to you. Just don't be reckless with that. Don't be foolish with that. You know. But when you say and you see that these stories, when you talk these myths, the myths are about you. It's not about some raw. It's not about somebody else. Them just different names to dealing with different elements or different
Man,
formulas.
wait a minute. What do you mean? What do you mean when you saying that, man? Like you saying,
That's just,
all right,
that's for
see,
something for you to grasp on. But it's you. You trying to learn about you. That's why it's you. That's why you went deep on it and whatnot. Because if it wasn't about you, it don't matter. Yeah, you go deep on things that you're trying to ponder about oneself. When you're amongst brothers and sisters, amongst like minds who dealing with that, and you drawn to it, that's what it's about. The first time when I
no,
first heard that shit, what? I think I was told, hey man, you talking to your goddamn self. That's why you asking all these questions. It's you. I was like, huh? And he was laughing at me. You know, and I was like, huh? And he said, you just trying to understand yourself. You bringing all these people around you right now to try to understand you. You got that power. You just don't know you got it. You making it happen because you want to know. And if you honest and sincerity, you can keep doing these type of things. Yeah. So when we go back and study and look back, because Sankofa means to go back and study. That's when I say Imhotep was a reader. He was a studier. He was trying to figure shit out. And then he put his shit in the plan. And he had a great mind. Later people came along and did the same thing. He wasn't no Superman and nothing. We still got that same genius within us. We have it within us. We forgot. And we have been, as we talked about, going through that slavery and whatnot, and they held us down. So we forgot what we can do. We didn't know we can do. We started just to say, what? We did this and we invented that and we was the first one to do this. You know, so that's inspiring us. You know what I'm saying? And as you're saying, they got things to stop for us. Okay, well, shit, when them motherfuckers up in America wakes up, they're gonna connect to the brothers back in Africa, and they're gonna connect to brothers anywhere on the planet. We gotta have a plan to stop all that. You know what I'm saying? You know, we gotta.
Hey, hold on 1 second, Gerald. 1 second. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead, Queen.
Oh, I just want to say good night. It's been good fellowshipping with my brother King, and I'm looking forward to fellowship on Sunday.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. Okay,
Yes.
well, we look forward to having you, and thanks
Yes,
for
I know
coming
you
back. Tell your husband we all said peace, and
sure will.
we in love, and
Yeah,
you guys enjoy enjoy the rest of you guys' night, and we'll see
we
you
will.
Sunday.
All right, take care, everybody. Stay safe.
Love you, Queen.
Love you all too.
All right, peace. All right, hey Gerald, sorry to interrupt you, King. Go
Oh,
ahead,
yeah.
finish. Go ahead and finish.
Yeah. So as I was saying earlier, also, Brother Prince, our core is spirituality. We spiritual beings, so that's the type of stuff that we're most interested in. That's where we going, and sometimes we're gonna be as the religion thing. They got us covered on that, dealing with the Abrahamic faiths, and that's where many of us come from. So we're trying to throw off those to get our spiritual liberation. And that's one of the hardest things because, like you say, your argument, not even an argument, but if we talking about the same, if we're all talking about God and we all gonna get judged, then what's the big concept? It should be just basically how we live. And, uh, that's a good argument. Okay. If that makes a person go act right and do good and not do bad, cool. But at the same time, if you're gonna do that, if you truly about it and you understand the source, you know, might as well as Jamie say, go back to the origin. Why
Already.
why not be afraid to touch that origin? Sankofa 180. You know, so you can understand it completely from as we talk about from the Imhotep stage instead of the watered down stage. But that's just where I feel on it. Power of love.
Yeah, I was blown away the first time I heard the whole story, the whole Forrest and Newton, when they explained it was the water and the earth. Man, that shit blew me away, man. I'm gonna keep it 100. It was like it was speaking to my heart, bro. Like I say it, and I always say it. I ain't from this planet, man. I don't know. I just feel it, man, because like the earth and how they made it a concept of it being beings and man and watching nature, man, that's some deep energy, universal kinetic shit going on, bro. Excuse my language, man. And that shit blew me away and I got more in depth in it and then I wanted to see the creation of it all and it had a video of the snake and how the snake had sex with this being and went inside and ate it and it came back out and had fucking grew a snake and put it on the top of the head and how the eye went out looking for the kids, man. And but it was more not body, it was spiritual. And that's what got me, man. That's what grasped my this whole Hemet thing. That's what got me, man. And when then I heard the story of Imhotep and how genius he was and how he came up with all that and how he was doing all this multiple stuff. And I was like, he had to be in tune with the universe. He had to be in tune with something that kept him getting that energy to get all those thoughts, man. He was in tune, bro. And like I say when I say that, man, it's like Michael Jordan. He in tune with himself. He in tune with the whole universe. For him to when people do that, man, it's just like I don't know, man. I just it was that chemist stuff got deep with me, bro, and I can't close my eye to it. It's like my third eye just open and it won't shut. I don't know. It's weird now. then I get back on here and Gerald, you just blow me away with, and then Onk and Jamie, and it's just all these things, man. It's just like I don't know, man. It's just really deep, man. Really deep. It's a pretty deep group.
I want to
If you
share
wanted
this.
to.
I want to share this about what I think about you, right? So, what I think about you is really important, man. You know, I ain't kissing nobody's ass, right? So this is
Yeah.
real talk, right? So, and your view of things, you talked about it. Just call it the space age, right? You know, I know it's
Yeah.
deeper than that. That's important,
Yeah.
right? What it does for me is there's so much of the history that we study on Sankofa on Buck 80 that it's easy for you, in my view, to feel that you're not important, that your shit is watered down, is obsolete. I don't feel that way. I'm just putting my efforts into this area, right?
I got you. Oh
Okay.
yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So I just
got you.
want to say that. I probably won't say it again because if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, it's all
Right?
love, Onk. It's all love. It's tough ass. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We're good.
This stuff that we study, man, has been so resisted, right? And I'm sick of it, man. And I don't have to be a part of that, right? And so I get to belly up and study this, and I'm proud that you have that influence that you have, and stuff like that. You know, if I ever need to bite on it, man, then I'm with it, right? I know where to go, right?
Yeah.
Feel me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And I want you guys to understand, I was away for a minute, man, because I got a lot jumping off, man. Benita was really, really important to me, man. And I'm really fucked up over it, man, right now. So I just seen a
It's
few
all
other
good, Onk.
things,
We
man.
love
I
you.
see a few things,
Yeah.
man, and I see my boys over there. And my people over there, man, all fucked up, man. But they're uniting, man. They're uniting, and that's what the
Yeah.
fuck we do, man. And personally,
What
I
we
ain't
do.
there, man. And these motherfuckers ain't answering the phone, but they're handling business and stuff, And the world don't revolve around me or my interests, right? But I do, right?
Already.
I just wanted to let you know why I was absent for a minute, man.
Oh, you good.
This is a big ass hit for me, man. But I'm thankful that I got I think that I got my people here residing with me. I'm thankful that RGB is all big up in me, right? And so, this is what I do, man. And I don't run from my shit, man. I face it, I share it, and that's where it's at, man. So I'm really glad that I got my eye, man, because outside of my eye, I'm reckless, right? I'm really reckless, man. And that's shit. Anybody, I don't know, but I'm talking about me, right? Because my shit's different than other people's, man. You know what I mean? And then it's a mess. And it don't have to be, man. I'm really thankful that I got to study Ahmad. I got the Nile Valley mystery system and the culture all up in me now. And it has made a major, major difference, right? And so when we talk about, the indoctrinated state of being, it's vast, right? And so when we have those words of indoctrination, I get why Jamie jumps off. And I also get why, Gerald says, we can talk about this, right? Because let's get on the same page and get an understanding of what we can work with. See, and that comes from not only having intellect or interest, right? It comes from that study of my eye. And I'm telling you, that's what happened to me, right? And it's obviously happened to many other people. So RBG all day, baby.
All day. Marcus Garvey, life.
Yeah. Hey, Jamie, when you get a chance, man, jump off that Gil Scott, man. And then whenever you do, because I wake up in the beginning and the ending with this shit, man. All day, right? You go on there, ain't ending with no okie doke, as I see it, right? Or I'll just bounce, right? So started at about 42, right?
Hey, y'all got anything what y'all probably want me to talk about Sunday?
I want you to talk about So this is a direct hit. I want you to talk about something that one thing, and it can be vast, but the one thing that moves you in this deal that we do. All right. Could be on the new Black Panther Party. It could be on the study of our culture, man. You know, that's what I throw at you. You know, you can pinpoint that. I mean, that's you. So, you know, that shouldn't be that difficult. And I know it's not, but that's my interest.
Okay. What's up?
Out of everything, what is it? Boom. There it is.
So what is it? What you say you wanted to be? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
You see what I'm saying though, Gerald? And what is it? We talked about a lot of stuff. I could probably bring out something, right? But what is it? Boom. That's the stamp right there.
Well, what is what?
But he'll tell you.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Gerald. Ask him that question again, so he'll know what instead of me.
Oh, what is it something that in particular or a certain subject that y'all wanted me to talk about Sunday? Anything that you was interested in or would want to, in the way that we want to push the show a certain way?
Well, we can talk about that. Let's kick it about that when we close out, after we close out.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we kick it with that because we can get we can get ready to close out in a few minutes here, man. Hey, you ready for this?
Hey, Jamie, they just went national with Moo stuff.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, man. You know, you can check it on. I can send it to you guys if you're interested, but I sent it to you already. But they just went national, so I was peeping that, and you know. But yeah, I'm ready if you guys are ready.
All right. Hey, but Gerald, we'll talk about that in a few minutes here, man. Hold on. Hey, family, I just want y'all to go ahead, King.
Gil Scott wrote this at 19 years old, right? She's 40 something now, but she's gonna say that, you know, at that point of starting the video anyway. Can't hear it, King.
Uh-oh. All right, hold on.
I posted this on Sankofa anyways, but
right, because I got the damn. Okay, sorry.
much love to you, baby boy. Prince.
All right, much love, baby. We're gonna get through it.
I was 19 years old. Ready?
Can't see the video, James.
You see it?
Nope. Yeah, there you go.
I wrote this when I was 19 years old. Ready? I'm 51 now, by the way. Oh, say, can you see by the blood in the streets that this place doesn't smile on you, colored child, whose blood built this land with sweat and bare hands. You're there in this place, and your memory reigns. Oh, say, does this truth hold any weight? This is not the land of the free, but the home of the slave.
That's it, Jamie.
Damn.
Yeah, so I just
She,
wanted,
she killed that, man. She killed that, man. She killed that. I ain't never heard that, man.
and so that just goes back to, the point that I made in the beginning, man. Motherfuckers stay stuck on that shit, man. That other shit if they want to, man. This is how I'm riding, man. You're gonna collide every motherfucking time fucking with me, right? On that other shit, right? For a bunch of purposes, right? So big ups to the panel, we're gonna be on Sunday. Gerald is gonna be presenting down there, on call day, right? And I'll put it out there, and we'll see who comes and gets some, man. And I appreciate you, Gerald. Appreciate you, Jamie. Love you, Prince. And all
Already,
that shit.
brother.
So yeah.
Hey, Prince, you want to go ahead and close out, King?
Hey, Sankofa 180, you know how we do it. Peace and love.
Right, my man. I'm glad you're here, baby. And Gerald, Justice, peace. We want to close out for us, King.
Appreciate everybody. Appreciate the panel. Good seeing you again, Prince.
You too, brother.
I'll be here on Sunday. Hopefully the audience come and join us and get some of this information from Sankofa 180. Black Power, Black Love.
That's
Yeah,
right.
man, if you need to get at me, Gerald, it's free all day. Right?
Already.
Yeah.
Hey, family, I just want to say that first Sunday every month, again, we do the book read, right? Children's book read, I'm sorry. And I'm telling you, fam, it's really important, man. People ain't understanding. It's really important that we pick up the pieces. You see what Ron DeSantis is doing in here in Florida, right? They teaching our kids that that slavery benefited the slaves. And so I'm just saying, fam, I mean, if that's, we cannot let that, we just can't let that go, man. They're literally rewriting history right in our face, family. And we really got to do something about that, right? And so it's important that we learn this Black history, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, our the book reads are about real people, real real places, real events, real time, man. Like it's no joke, man. I just want y'all to really understand that this is real serious, man. And I really hope that that y'all can just check it out, man. Check this out.
Hey, yo, it's time to talk about Moon 2 Warriors, baby. This series is straight up fire.
Did it again.
When the Orishas is present and they're channeling their power through human champions, dry biscuits will be served. And trust me, these brothers and sisters have no problem serving up the biscuits out here. But hold up. You think this series is just about hands out here? You think they're just throwing hands and that's it? Nah, fam. This series got some weight to it. This is displayed in beautiful pacing, a perfect blend of seriousness and comic relief, and visuals that will make you go, hey, yo! And if you thought that was enough, wrong. This series does a fantastic job on teaching you about the various African cultures. Like, there's times where they're straight up speaking the Zulu language. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there's a couple times I was side-eyeing the words. But they don't leave you hanging, they tell you exactly what they're saying and what's going on, which gives such an authentic feel when you read it. So if you're ready to read some solid character development, get hooked on game-changing details on different fighting styles and techniques, while being educated of the African culture, and seeing some of the flyest outfits that you'll ever see, all you have to do is go on blacksands.com, scroll down a little bit, see Moontoon Warriors, click that bad boy, and buy it. Once you do that, prepare yourself for one of the most epic journeys to the world of Moon 2. Hold up. Why is his outfit so clean though? All right, I'm out.
Yeah, you know, man, and you know, if they're willing to corrupt their own kids, man, you know, they don't give two about us, right?
That's right, Unc. That's right, man. And like I said, family, this is what we're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? This is what we're doing. We, you know, just all I'm saying, family, it's important that we push this, it's important that we push this, our history, and, you know, don't let them take it from us, man. All right. Okay. So, family, thanks for joining. Like and subscribe, comment, let us know what you think. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, like I said, you can always join. Be back on Sunday. Like I said, Gerald gonna be putting something down real thick. And we just need y'all to come on in, man, and join up, man. And you know, come on in, man. Talk about it, right? You know what I'm saying? So listen, man, thanks for joining. We're gonna see you Sunday. Peace.
Hey, hold up. Let me say this one
Go
thing,
ahead,
man.
go ahead, King.
You know, if people miss this one, man, you know, you're missing a lot, man. Gerald been studying for a long time, man. He got real serious boots on the ground. He got real serious interest in what he's going to deliver and being here. Jamie puts a lot of work in, you know, he puts a lot of work in. And Prince gives a lot of attention, you know. I don't want to say unwanted attention, but he sticks in there, you know, and big ups to you, King. You know, so
Already.
you know, if motherfuckers miss on this one, man, that's their own shit, you know, but I'm you know, put it out there, you know, in a big way and stuff like I do anyways. It ain't gonna be no bigger than I usually do, you know, just do it. So, you know, just encourage people that may view this, man, come on in, man, you know, get some information, man, get some data, you know, and you know, I promote books, you know, books all day. Okay.
Yeah, and you come on in, man, get some and share some, man. Hey, all right, fam. Thanks for joining, man. We love